Most developers think they understand this, but in interviews, this is where they get stuck. Let me show you why. So you have implemented a notification service and you write code like this. It looks simple and works fine. Now business says add Slack. You come back, modify this code. And in the next sprint, they will say add Teams. Modify again. Now imagine this logic exists in 10 different places. You are changing code everywhere. That's the real problem. And this is exactly what factory pattern solves. Instead of creating objects everywhere, we move that logic into one place. Look at this code. We have created a notification interface and all the email notification, SMS notification, and push notification implementing that notification. And so here is your notification factory class, which decide which class to instantiate based on your type. Now if you see here, the client becomes very simple. Client no longer knows which class, how it's created. It only knows the interface. So now you understand the problem, right? Before, client depends on all classes. After, only factory depends on them. Now when you add Slack or WhatsApp, you just create one class, add one case in factory, no change in client code. That's the real win. Now here is the confusion. What is factory method and what is abstract factory? They sound similar, but they solve different problems. Let's simplify it. Factory method creates one type of object. If you see here notification object, it is creating only one object. Abstract factory creates a family of related objects. Let's take a real example. You are building a UI system. For Windows, you have Windows button, Windows checkbox. For Mac, Mac button, Mac checkbox. You cannot mix them. Windows UI must use only Windows components. So you have to design like this. We have created an interface and we decide two contracts, which is create button, create checkbox. And we have created Windows factory and Mac factory. These both implementing the UI factory. You see here the client. Now client does this. Everything stays consistent. Entire family changes together. So the abstract factory creates a family of related objects. Now let's connect this to real systems. In Spring, when you write context.getBean, you are not using new. Spring is acting as a factory and it decides which implementation, lifecycle, dependencies. So the factory method example is beanfactory.getBean, which is a factory method. So the application context is your abstract factory, which handles beans, resources, events. So in production, while you are writing factory method, one common mistake developers make. Here if you see, if this type not matching, we have to throw the exception. Generally developers will return null. If type is unknown and if you are returning null, this is dangerous because failures happens later and it is hard to debug. Instead of that, you have to fail immediately. Once you understand this, you stop writing if-else object creation everywhere. You can comment where you have written this kind of if-else object creation in your code. Thanks for watching GK TechVerse. Subscribe and keep upgrading your skills. See you in the next video.